Law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe the copyright under 17U.S.C. 107.
Now, I'll tell you something else I heard. Now, think about this. Because at one time, science said man came from apes. Did it not?
Every time I read or hear that, I think to myself, you just didn't read the same Bible I did.
Well, this was interesting, though. If that is true, why are there still apes? Think about it.
You know, now you're getting too smart for it.
No. Think about this. We have an evolution that is, we've gotten so intelligent that if that is true, why are there still apes? And then the conception of a baby. Let me tell you, science can't do that. They still trying to do it, but they can't because there had to be a God.
What up? This is Mike, the philosopher, along with Sean B. and Kamal Aristo. And today's topic is Herschel Walker, man. Herschel Walker suggests evolution isn't real. Science said man came from apes. If that is true, why are there still apes? Fair question. Sean, what do you think of that? I mean, is that a good question? Sean B, you on mute. How about you, Tack? Go ahead, Sean.
Oh, snap, my bad. What you say? What was the question?
The question is, if that is true, why are there still apes? If evolution is true, why are there still apes?
I'm sure science gives a nice, long, drawn-out explanation. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they got a lot of big words that they can use to explain it to death. But you know.
Hold on, keep talking.
Listen, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm asking the same question. They say that, you know, we came from apes, but they never say which specific ape. You know, we got orangutans, we got gorillas, we got all of these type of different apes. But then they say, oh, well, it was Neanderthals. It was a different form of human. It wasn't actually apes at all. And so they got a lot of different theories. Is my point. So, I sit back and I listen. You know, I don't, entertain one side or the other. You know, I'm hearing you because I know what I believe in. I know what I believe in, but
do you believe in evolution?
You ever heard of natural selection? Survival of the fittest?
Yeah.
Okay, that almost sounds like it's by design. Certain things is designed to survive, certain things is not. Similar to us being 70% water, and also what they claim the spinning ball of what they call it, spinning ball of water is about 70% water and the rest is land mass. I think that's kind of accurate, you know. So it's like everything is by design, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing on accident, ain't nothing out here like, oops. You know, you don't see a cat dog and be like, oh, that's just a cat dog. You look at a cat dog and be like, yo, wait, who did the oops there? You know what I mean? And so,
kind of, sort of know what you mean, but what exactly? Okay, so
like a liger. You don't see a natural liger in the wild, or is it a tie-in, however you pronounce it? This liger tie-in that they created, or like a bunch of these different dog breeds that we see. You know what I'm saying? See, now we become so numb to what they've been doing that we don't actually really see what they've been doing and be like, oh, wait a minute, hold up.
So you saying So you saying you don't believe in evolution because you believe in natural selection? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is, I'm just as curious as a dog to figure out where we come from.
And you're saying, but you agree with the question that if we came from apes, why are there still apes? You agree with that question?
I think it's a legitimate question, yeah.
Okay. How about you, Ski? What do you think?
Well, whoever said it, you know what I'm saying? You know, of course, it came from another black man. You know, we heard it time and time again. But there's a lot of evidence out there, scientific evidence proving that evolution is false. Now,
scientific evidence proving evolution is false. Is that what you said?
This proves that evolution is false. You know, that's another heathen's theory. You know, like I said before, they gave you the spinning ball.
Spinning ball, which is the Earth for all the listeners.
The spinning ball, yeah, the Big Bang.
Yeah, Earth is the spinning ball.
Bang, evolution. All these heathens did this thing. You know, the apple fell. What is this? That's gravity, which doesn't exist, but the heathens made that up, you know.
Gravity doesn't exist.
Told us, you know what I'm saying, as going through their school programs and whatever they put us through, all them fake books they changed during times. Now you go back into schools now, they don't even talk about slavery like that no more. You know, now they know we get off the love boat. They know who our names was, you know, but they telling us that the Most High doesn't exist. You know, evolution, we came from some monkeys. No, they came from some residue monkeys. They got the residue blood in them, you know. So
I got you. So only one part of the human race came from monkeys, but the other came from God. Is that what you're saying?
That ain't what I'm saying. You know, I know they got some residue blood. They residue blooded monkeys.
So when you say they
got all that.
What about black people? What about black people? Where do we come from?
Oh man,
we come from the Big Bang.
You got our lineage wrote down somewhere. Dig that.
Yeah, but y'all not really answering the question though. Where do we come from?
And you know what they did? They tried to destroy exactly the record of where we come from, but they kept it, and it's real hard to get at.
And what does it say? What does it say?
I mean, you already know what I'm about to say on that type of time.
What say it? I don't know why.
I feel like I know where we come from, because, like, you know, like, it's well-known science, right? Like, they can trace our lineage back to the first human that they have in their little record.
The first human. Where did the first human come from?
He was a human, wasn't he? He wasn't no monkey, was he?
Where did he come from?
There was a she. Dig that.
Where did she come from?
That's a great question. But it wasn't no monkey, was it?
Do you know?
I mean,
Eve is the mother of the earth. Stop it.
I mean,
Eve is the mother of the earth.
Otherwise, we'd still be like orangutans, right? No? Orangutans still reproduce orangutan.
And the first man is Adam. Let's read.
They might look a little bit different than what they supposedly did,
let's
about
Genesis
100 years ago.
All right, let me get into the story. It says Herschel Walker questioned the existence of human evolution during a recent event. Walker posed that if there are still apes, then one of the main theories of modern science must be bunk. But evolution does not suggest that humans evolved from apes. The two shared a common ancestor millions of years ago. Wow. Do y'all believe that? Humans and modern primates share a common ancestor. Do y'all believe that?
I mean, so, you know, I sent something to you. What's his name? Neil deGrasse Tyson, the black dude, the black scientist, where he was like, you know, we only have a 2% difference between us and apes. It's only 2% difference. So if aliens came down and there was a 2% difference, would you try to talk to them? Like, you know what I mean? Like, would you try to talk to a monkey and expect a response? Nah, because we know they monkey. So I guess my point is, no.
We didn't come from a common ancestor.
I mean, which monkey did we come from? Is the question. monkey? Which specific monkey? Because we got a lot of specific monkeys in today's time.
Even if I told you the specific species, would you believe it?
Go ahead and run it. Don't keep it a secret.
Let me go on with the story. At one time, science said that man came from apes. Did it not? If that is true, if that is true, why are there still apes? Think about it, Walker said in an appearance in Sugar Hill Church in Georgia on Sunday. Walker is running for the Republican nomination to challenge Senator Raphael Warnock. Now, Raphael, I believe, is a brother. So he's running against another brother to try and win the Republican seat this November.
So this is politics.
Yeah, and Walker claims echoes one of the biggest misunderstandings of evolution that has plagued scientists and biologists since Charles Darwin first made the theory. Not humans' descent from apes or chimpanzees or any other related animal that is alive today. Rather, humans are apes share a common ancestor millions of years ago. Okay, asking why the modern chimp don't look more like humans is like asking why the children of your cousins don't look more like you and your parents. They're all different evolutionary paths. And that's my point. Like that, listen, that got to be the dumbest question I have ever heard. Okay. I think it is very is stupid. Okay. And again, they make a good point, and I'll say it too. If your kids exist, why do the parents still exist? That's what the question is asking. Like, yeah, I exist, so why do my parents still exist? It's a ridiculous question. If humans are here, why are apes or primates still here? We're all part of the primate family.
That'll make sense why a human will go ahead and have sex with a monkey and then create the whole HIV/AIDS disease, right? That makes sense because we come from.
No, man, monkeys. nobody.
Therefore,
had,
we'd be attracted to one.
Sean,
right?
Nobody had sex with monkeys. Okay,
that's what they say.
That is false. If anything, the lie that was told is that they hunted primates or monkeys, and they actually ate the meat, and the meat is what gave them that disease. Which, you know.
So you admit that they liars. You admit that they still lie. I
admit no. I'm talking about that specific situation. I'm not talking about evolution. Okay, I'm talking about the HIV situation. I do think that was manufactured, and I think that they are boosting it up right now and making it stronger, but that's another story, another show. What I'm talking about is, but as far as evolution, you don't really necessarily need a smoking gun. A smoking gun is within you. Did you know that, Sean?
There's just a 2% difference, though, right? That 2% is what makes me
2% difference.
So they retarded by 2%.
Herschel Walker is an idiot. He's an idiot for asking these questions. And let me tell you why. Cat
Williams said it in
I don't care what.
Said it was a joke.
I don't.
Listen,
yeah.
Right? But it's
I don't care what Cat Williams said.
Every joke, it's like it's 10%, and in this case, it's like 98% truth in the joke, and it's like 2%. Yeah, he like, look, like, if we came from monkeys, then why these monkeys ain't evolved yet then? If these are retarded monkeys then, you know what I mean?
It is a joke, Sean. It is a joke.
let's
Okay.
revisit though.
Now, hold on. You've been talking. Just calm down. Let me say this. Here's the thing. There is a such thing as dogs. Everybody knows dogs, pit bulls, Rottweilers, right? There is also a such thing called wolves.
Wolves. Let's talk about it.
Wolves created all dogs. So why do wolves exist? Why wouldn't they exist?
And how did all of these breeds of dogs come about? Let's talk about it, Pop.
All these breeds of dogs came about through two ways.
There wasn't no wolves on wolves.
Hold on. You asked me a question, Sean. You asked me a question. They came about two ways. Number one, natural selection. Number two, breeding. Okay, if you wanted a certain type of a dog, you bred with another type of dog to get a more specific type of dog. If you wanted a little toy dog, you got little dogs or whatever to mate, and they came up with all of these different breeds. The point is, the wolf has the genetic material inside of it to create all dogs that are born today. The wolf.
So do you think that all humans have the same material?
So the primates that existed, Cro-Magnon man, and some other humanoids, they had the genetic material to create all humans today.
So then by that theory, all humans should have the same genetic material and DNA, right?
Yes, we do.
That's what you're telling me?
We practically
all races of people.
We have the same genetic material. Yes. Now, let me say this.
That was it.
Hold on. Let me say this. Black people, this is just a scientific fact, are the most genetically diverse people on the planet. That means black people created everybody. And that would be like saying, oh, well, if white people exist, or if all black people, if this planet didn't have any more black people, it'd be like, oh, well, if white people existed and this and that and Chinese people exist, then what happened to black people? Yeah, well, black people existed. You couldn't have Caucasian people. You couldn't have Asian people. You couldn't have anybody without us. Okay. We just happen to be at the top of the tier as far as genetic makeup. And we can create any kind of humanoid we have created every kind of humanoid on this planet. Now, let me say this. So there is also, hold on. Let me say this. I'm not done. There is also a little bit of mixture. Okay. For the Caucasian and the Asian people, they did mix with Neanderthal, which is another humanoid animal. It's not a it's a Neanderthal. It's not a Homo sapien. Okay, which is the scientific word for human. It's not a Homo sapien.
Hold up, because I got a lot of questions.
Go ahead.
I just asked one specifically. You just said we are the most genetically diverse. That's
absolutely,
right?
Hands down.
So, with that being said, that sounds to me like you're saying there is a difference between, who did you say? You said black people are the most genetically diverse. So, there's a difference between black folks and the other races. Right?
We are
that's kind of what I heard.
We are the wolf of the human race. Our genetic material created everything, every other aspect of human being. Yes.
Okay, so because I believe that too, but in a different light. Now, let me just connect the dots a little bit. Okay, so you said there is a difference. However, if we created everyone, right, this one strand should be the same. Unless there was something else for our strand to be mixed with. Okay, they call that, what did you say? You said Neanderthal. So that's a little bit different. That ain't even Homo sapiens as you would call it. So something totally different.
Okay, now let me answer the question. Let me answer the question. Okay. Now here's the deal. Neanderthals and Homo sapiens, right? First of all, there were more than just Neanderthals and Homo sapiens. There were a number of different humanoids. There were I want to say Homo erectus, but that was us. There were small, like they were small people. Anyway, there were a different type of humanoids. All of them went extinct except us. All of them went extinct except us. Now listen to me. The common ancestor that we had, about 2 million years ago, that primate had enough genetic material to splice off Neanderthal, splice off Homo sapiens, splice off other branches. It's about 12. You want to talk about 12 tribes?
12.
It's about 12 different humanoids. Okay.
Oh.
There is archaeologist proof that these different humanoids, I want to say Homo habilis. There was the short people. Gee, I can't remember their name, but
they were short.
Yeah, there were a short people. They lived on islands. Some of them still do, I believe. But they are all different types of humanoids. It wasn't just Homo sapiens. So when you say, oh, well, how was it possible for Homo sapiens to mate with Neanderthal? It's because we came from the same common ancestor. So which would explain
why we fell as the people, right?
So which would explain why we can procreate with them. We could
do that.
We could procreate with the Neanderthals. I wanted to say habilits or hobbits. Anyway, they were a very small group of people. In height at least. There were all different. No, none of them was walking on all fours, man. All of them were erect. And when I say erect, I mean walking. Okay, don't get your mind out of
Homo sapien and Homo erectus, and that's different. Neanderthal,
but they're all from the same humanoid, the common ancestor. They all come from the same one. It's almost like black people, right? Black people exist, but guess what came from us? White people, Asian people, Indian people, Native American people. The same thing happened back then, millions of years ago. Just like they, we had a common ancestor with them. They spliced off different humanoids. Black people spliced off different humanoids, just like the wolf spliced off different dogs. That's how it is. When you have a lot of genetic material, you can splice off different sectors. So when you say, oh, well, how is it that we can procreate with them? It's because we're still compatible in that way. Not all the way, but enough. And what I mean by
that happened naturally?
What happened naturally? What do you mean?
You think the wolves spliced off other genetics of dogs naturally?
Like I said.
Do you think humans?
Like I said, they did it naturally and they did it in breeding. It wasn't until man got involved where we started the breeding process and started breeding certain types of dogs. Okay, and that's how you got as many breeds as you do. If not for man genetically engineering or breeding these dogs, you will probably only have half of the dog population that you do.
You probably wouldn't even have dogs. You probably have all wolves, because wolves was making wolves, right?
Well, wolves was making wolves, but
so where would they get anything else unless?
Well, here's the difference between wolves and dogs. Okay, wolves are wild. Okay, dogs have a genetic makeup to where they want to stay in packs, and they have a pleasing nature. It's a genetic. They're genetically coded to look for acceptance. And as a matter of fact, the man who used to have wolves started breeding until he got dogs that were more favorable to humans and obeyed the most and looked for acceptance. So then they got rid of the wolves and they kept the breed of dogs that they spliced out of the wolves that are genetically engineered to obey. That way they didn't have to fight the dogs and train and things like that. They could train the dogs easier than they could the wolves.
Where was this man located that did all of this?
Why is that relevant, man? Why is that relevant?
I think it's pretty relevant. A man who was playing with genetically modifying.
I'm not talking about he was playing with genetics. I'm saying he was breeding. He was breeding the wolves till he got the friendliest wolves out of the pack all the time.
Who was this first guy?
Who cares? Are you serious? Why is that
I
important?
am, though. That's very
who the
important.
Who the hell would know that, Sean?
It
ain't even relevant to what we're talking about, man. What I'm saying is, take the point. Who cares who the guy is?
It's relevant to my point.
What is your point?
Like my point is that there is a difference genetically. You just admitted that. There's a difference between us and them, period. Let's start there, okay?
Are you talking about the dogs or the people?
I'm talking about people.
See, you keep flip-flopping, okay?
Okay, that's the topic of tonight,
no,
right?
We were talking about the dogs, man.
The story is, dog said, if humans developed from monkeys, then why is there still monkeys? And so my whole point, we got into the dogs and dog breeding because you said that there was once a guy who started breeding from wolves dogs. And my point is, the importance of that man is very important because that signifies genetic engineering. I said that
just
wrong.
Breeding, just breeding. Just say that.
Yeah, but because if you
he wasn't a scientist who spliced genes together. He was just a guy who bred the friendliest dogs until he got a whole nother group of dogs.
By chance, So you think dogs, all of these breeds of dogs happen by chance? Because you just said
I said there are two different ways. There is natural and then there is breeding. That's what I said. There are two different ways. And the guy who started off the dog family simply bred the friendliest dogs until you have the dogs that you have today. And then he kept doing it, and he got different breeds. Oh, this one have this kind of hair. Oh, this one is this kind of tall. Oh, this one is this good a smeller. This one is that fast a runner. He kept breeding them and splicing them because there was enough genetic material to create these different breeds.
And that's how we get all the different dogs of today, because of one guy or what have you.
I didn't say one guy. Let's not be ridiculous, Sean. I didn't say one guy.
What I'm getting back to to make it relevant is there was a force involved. There was a hand involved to the story that you're saying. You see what I'm saying? You said when man got involved, that's how we get all the dogs today. And I would agree with that. But in the same token, when it comes to humans, like you said, there's a genetic difference. We can't argue that. You say we got one common ancestor. I mean, arguably, Adam and Eve. And the book breaks it all down. I mean, it's interesting how you brought up the 12 Homo, what did you say? Whatever, hominoids or...
Humanoids.
Yeah, all of them. There you go. So it's like, you know, I mean, the story keeps getting retold in several different ways.
Yeah,
you know
because but listen.
That is a great question. Is all I'm saying, dog.
Okay. Well, let me break your heart. Okay. There was no Adam and Eve.
Oh.
That is made up.
Oh.
Okay. There was no Adam and Eve.
Well, who was that woman that gave birth to all humans? That black woman that they found over in what you call it, Kemet or Africa?
Now, let me tell you this: there is a genetic Eve.
She ain't impregnate herself.
Hold on. There is a genetic Eve, and genetic Eve can be traced back about 200,000 years. And yes, she was black, and yes, she was. And she was
self-reproducing, huh?
Who said she was self-reproducing? What are you talking about?
So of course, they were pregnant by something.
It was a black man. Black men went back there. They existed back then too.
So why we not talking about him?
Because look, listen.
That's Adam.
Listen. He is genetic Adam, but this is the thing.
Okay.
Both genetic Adam and genetic Eve existed over 200,000 years ago.
And your scientists don't tell you he looked like them.
All people that are alive today came from those two people. Now they wasn't related. Believe it or not, they didn't even mate together. Ooh. They probably didn't even know each other.
Let's talk about it.
But her genetic material lasted this long, and his genetic material lasted this long. But there were other people that were living in that time period.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, but say for instance, one of those guys, he only had one son, and his son died. His genetic material didn't make it. Another guy had 12 daughters and no sons. His genetic material didn't make it. It was that one guy who had 12 sons and no daughters. He is the one who survived. It was the woman who had a whole bunch of daughters, 12 daughters. Her mitochondrial DNA survived.
Imagine that.
Yes, because they had enough genetic material to keep pushing humanity forward. She had the mitochondrial DNA, and he had the Y chromosome DNA. They didn't even mate with each other, but because there were other people that were around. But that mitochondrial Eve, who had 12 daughters, her husband, he got erased. But her mitochondrial lasted, and for that guy who had 12 sons, his Y chromosome lasted, but his wife got erased because she didn't have no daughters. And that's how you got everybody today. But we can do a part two. We can do a part two if you want to. Thanks for checking out the
real quick. Do you trace your lineage through your father or through your mother in today's time?
Your father. Sister BMR covered it. Now it's official. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.